All right, we are live. What's going on, live stream? I am back in the humble abode of LA, and yeah, just waiting for a few people to come on board, pop in the stream. I don't expect it to be too busy, just because it's Labor Day weekend. People are probably still out barbecuing and stuff, and just kind of want to share what my week has been all about. Last time when we caught up, I was actually in Vancouver, and I was just streaming from my friend's apartment. It was really dope, and I've actually made a lot of changes since. Wow, my camera keeps on adjusting back and forth, but I've actually made a lot of changes to my channel since then as well. I just want to share this new look thanks to my boy Broke the Habit. He actually edited this for me. Hold on, let me move this up. And yeah, if you take a look, he actually edited all this for me. He actually did a new headshot for me as well, which is pretty cool. A lot of people on Facebook liked it. Shot a new trailer here as well, so check it out. It's my welcome trailer. But yeah, man, I thought it was kind of cool just to kind of share everything with everyone as well. So I'm getting in the routine of shooting videos again, and I have my branding down and all that, so kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, this week has been a little bit rough for me because one of my primary clients actually slowed down quite a bit. Haven't been getting as many calls for some weird reason, and what the fuck? Why is this so bad at focusing? Holy shit. This is the problem with the G85, guys. Like, horrible autofocus. Maybe because it's really dark too. So let me just kind of do one thing. Yeah, I think that should be good. As long as I leave this white screen up, it'll illuminate everything else. So I think we should be good. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you guys are up to this weekend. Are you guys out at a barbecue? Would love to kind of hear from you guys. Also, this week I actually bought a few cool books that I just want to share with you. I bought this book called Built to Last. And I've really been kind of on this book craze about branding and all that. I even bought this book called 22 Immutable Laws of Branding as well. Really great book as well. But yeah, just really figuring out like the vision behind all the businesses, behind what I do, the vision behind Refugee Hustle, the vision behind my closing team and all that as well. So really been getting that vision. I know like this week is pretty big for HTC people because it is closes in black. People are headed to Vancouver this week, which is pretty cool. If you haven't seen it, like I shot a vlog a year ago about what Closes in Black was like. It was really a life-changing experience for me, man, because I literally got to meet everyone that I met online in person. It was one of the best feelings in the world. But one of the reasons why I'm not going to an event like that anymore is just because sometimes in life you just outgrow certain things. You know, not to say that the event wouldn't be beneficial or anything like that, but honestly I'd just rather be focusing on closing and making sure that I'm closing deals rather than just like going to events. I think I'm at that point in my career where I just need to take action. It's not so much learning anymore, because here's the truth. I've been learning, like last year was really the year of kind of discovery and learning, and beginning of this year, but I think near probably Q2 is when I really started, you know, full-time closing and really honing my craft. And really it was kind of like that period of time where I stopped looking for clients and clients started coming to me, which was amazing. I feel so blessed. And so that's kind of been what's been going on that front. I'm also planning to open up a new YouTube channel, which I'll let you guys know. At first I want to keep all my YouTube content on here, but I just feel I'll have faster growth if I start up a new YouTube channel just focused on it. But over the next month or two, I'm going to be focusing on, let me show you guys, on my investing course called Kick-Ass Investing. And I'm going to be creating a lot of like YouTube content on how to invest and all that. I actually did, after my hypnotherapist session, I just realized that, you know, I just really need to focus, and said something really profound the other weekend. I like during my hypnotherapist session, I wrote down 3 things, And one of the things that I wrote down was like, hey, you're not a bad person for wanting things. Sometimes people like sometimes you can't sometimes people can't buy your stuff because they just don't have the access to things. And it feels better to earn things when rather than just to have things given to you. And so, one of the things I really want is I want people to invest. I want people to invest through my course, right? And I offer a pretty kick-ass course, and I have a whole checklist that I created this week. So I'm really excited of all the stuff that's coming on the board. One thing I think I've also been really focusing on is having just multiple streams of revenue, because after this week, it was really, honestly, it was one of my slowest weeks for closing. It wasn't, I don't believe it was because of my closing ability. It was really because the leads were a lot slower. And I've been talking to other closers and stuff like that, other high ticket closers, and they're always like, hey, the most experienced guys, either A, they've made their wealth through other ventures at one time, or they're on multiple offers. And they always stress to me, never get too reliant on just one client, because once that stream of revenue goes or something happens to the offer, then you're at high risk. So luckily, I've been trying to build up those other asset classes and as well. So I'm actually talking to a new client this week, might be onboarding them, and we'll see what happens, man. But I'm really, really excited to see what this week is going to be all about. I think in the past when things would kind of slow down, or I think I would probably panic, like I'm that type of person who panics a lot, who not overreacts, but I think I've become a lot more calm and adaptable and I flow a lot better than I first did when I first did something like entrepreneurship, because starting up your business is not easy. And that's why sometimes I feel so like, sometimes not like I feel like a dick on my closing calls, but I know how hard it is to start up businesses. So if I'm closing for digital marketing or anything like that, there's so many people who want just free handouts. Even on my HTC calls, I'm brutally honest with people. I tell people that, 90% of the time, if you're going to go in the world of closing, you're going to fail, right? Most people will fail because they will quit. The people that were to my left and it's just like pharmacy school, if not even worse, man. The people to your left and right, chances are you will not see them closing in about a year. And that's just the truth. Very few people that I started with are still closing or plan to be closing, So closing is a really hard gig, and it's not something I recommend for everyone. But if you want the journey of your life and want to grow like better as a person and work on your communication and learn how to diffuse and word things so that you don't blow up a certain situation, I think it's one of the best skills that you can ever learn, because most people are way too scared to do it. And I've just learned so much. I think it's made me better at business and made me better at so many other things. Look at this guy, a little Yeet 99, pretty funny emoji with Shrek and all that. So yeah, what's going on? 3 people in the house. For those 4 people that are tuning in, make sure to hit the like button, son. I would really like you to do that. That'd be really great. But yeah, man. So I'm going to be opening up this new YouTube channel just to really talk about investing, and really going to be kind of like pushing my free masterclass, man, because it's really solid. I think it's one of the best ways to get started with investing. But yeah, enough about the shameless plugs. I think that's enough. But yeah, man, it's so crazy. And you know what's the craziest thing is, like, all this sort of stuff would have never happened if I didn't go on my retreat to Bali, or not Bali, Vancouver. We call it, our nickname for it is Cold Bali, because it's a beautiful place, and it's so much nature. I want to show you some of the cool stuff, but if I hold on for a second, if I go here and I kind of scroll through everything, I don't know why it's so. My dad watches you a lot. He loves your work. Thank you. I really appreciate it, man. That's very interesting.
And recently, I was actually kind of struggling.
Shut up. There we go. You can tell, like, it's not very. It's got to load a little bit. But anyways, you can tell that it was a really nice spot and it was really cool. I also randomly shot, another cool thing that happened this week was that Nero says, for sure, thank you. Let's close this. Let's close all these. I do want to show you guys one more thing. Where is it? I also shot a podcast with someone this week with Mike. He does the business of pharmacy or something like that. I just met him through the podcast, so it was kind of an interesting conversation. But I think more and more I just get I get more opportunities that come to me. So like the business of pharmacy podcast, I was tagged in this as well. So that was really dope. And this was our Bali retreat, which was really nice. That's me, Tom, Lexi. Zach was the one that shot this photo, and Rich and his wife. So it was really cool. It was really cool as well. So we got to do that. And here's a really funny picture of Can and stuff. I'm going to be seeing them later today as well, or maybe later this week before they go back. But yeah, man, just a lot of cool opportunities that are coming up, and I'm hiring an editor, doing a lot of things. And I think sometimes, like, if you're a workaholic like myself, like, it's really important just to kind of step out for a second, just so that you can gain better perspective of everything. Sometimes when you're doing the same motions every single day, you get trapped, or you just feel like very convoluted and just like clouded and whatnot. And sometimes you just need to take a few steps backwards to see if you're going in the right direction or not. And I feel like this week, it's definitely really helped me kind of focus a little bit more on my strategy of my business and all that as well. And taking a step back off the YouTube as well helped me like kind of escape, rather than just create content every day. What am I really doing it for? What is the end goal of it? Even though I'm still trying to figure it out, I'm planning to make this channel just a personal channel, just share cool shit, and keep my business channels separate and stuff. But yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I just really want to create a kick-ass community here, just share pieces of my life. And that's what Refugee Hustle is all about, because that's my life, that's my work ethic, that's who I am. I'm always constantly reinventing myself, and I just want to share cool stuff with you guys, whether it's a book, whether it's a life experience, whether, you know, I'm going through some tough times. I love sharing that stuff with you guys, just because, you know, if you can't tell, I'm a very expressive person, and I not necessarily introverted, but I love just kind of doing these brain dumps, or what do they call it on Reddit, conscious streams of consciousness, where I just kind of ramble and just tell you what's going on in my life. Because here's the truth, man, I don't think I'm very unique. I think there's a lot of other people that are going through the same thing every day, whether they're having, like, you know, maybe they're struggling with feeling lonely, or maybe they're struggling with feeling trapped at work. You know, I've been at all stages of those, like, I've been at those stages, man. And later, when I have a family and stuff, I would love to kind of share that with you guys, and share what it's like being a dad and just transitioning from single life to being a grown-up, man. So, because honestly, sometimes I just feel like, you know, since I'm not a parent or anything like that, sometimes I just feel like I'm a kid. Sometimes, like, I'm living this kid life in LA. I feel like LA is one of those places where people, they don't grow, like, you stay young forever, you stay single, bachelor life forever, and you don't really start a family here. And so I think as I get older, that's going to be really important. And yeah, man, so that's kind of like what's on my mind right now. Would love to hear you guys. For those 3 people who haven't liked my video yet, please give my video a thumbs up. Feel free to shoot me some questions right now. Otherwise, I'm gonna go shower. I'm gonna get ready for dinner, because some of my friends are going out to dinner tonight, and then we are going to, I think I might be going to a lounge later tonight, or club or bar or something. Some friends are visiting from Dallas, Texas, and I thought it would be really cool just to hang out with them, man. So that's what I'm up to right now. Yeah, so feel free to leave some comments or not. I'm probably going to sign off very soon. Before I do, though, I want to show you some of the other cool books. I'm not sure if I showed this last week. I bought this really short book on Zig Ziglar, Selling 101. I didn't really like Zig Ziglar's other book. And what was crazy was that I was recently on a closing call with someone, and their pastor was Zig Ziglar. I didn't know that Zig Ziglar was a pastor. Maybe he was. But, this is a great book because every single day I just like, if I have some time, what I'll do is just skim through this book, and it's a really, really, really great book. Just like to get your mindset straight. And I think like that's one thing that closing always helps me with. It's just like jujitsu. Some days you have really good days where you just feel like you can execute. The other days are just really hard. Sometimes you just feel like, fuck, what's wrong with me? You can get in a negative spiral and stuff like that. Armor Ghost says, do you think most millennials are hopeful for the future? Honestly, it's a really broad question, but I feel like a lot of my friends I feel like a lot of my friends actually feel like outside the entrepreneur world, the people that I met in college, feel like a lot of them feel stuck and stagnant, and they've been feeling that way for a while. And I feel like if you're working or anything like that, you can probably attest. You can probably like agree with me that going through the motions, like we've all had those periods in our lives where we're just going through the motions, where you clock in, clock out, repeat, eat shit, and just do it again. Maybe you'll go to, and then like weekends or holidays like this, you'll go out and party and stuff, right? I think we've all been through those motions, and I think as humans, we just want a bigger purpose in life. And I think that's something that YouTube has allowed me to have, but not everybody has that opportunity to like launch a YouTube channel, especially in 2019. It's a lot harder, right? But I feel like a lot of millennials are really looking for purpose. And if you are looking for purpose, here's a cool tool. Let me just pull it up on my browser. Hold on for a second. Let's see. And this is where I've been like really kind of focusing on this concept of ikigai a lot. And you see me, I have like a video or something about it, but the concept that means reason for being, I believe this concept is actually going to blow the fuck up. Just like how minimalism did, I think the concept of ikigai will blow up within the next year. Just because so many millennials and so many young people feel lost. Usually when I talk to a lot of young people, because a lot of young people ask me for my opinion or like how to look for purpose in their life, and I feel it, man. And I feel like a lot of them just want to do something big, but they just don't know what to do. And it's kind of like that old vanguard of going to school and doing what's quote unquote stable, even though I don't believe it's stable, but going the perceived safe route of college. And the only reason why something like college is safe is just because there's a certain roadmap to it. It's very like, if you want an engineering job or even pharmacy job, it's really like the plan is so laid out that it gives you a lot more clarity. But we can do that the same way with our goals. For example, I'll give a really great example. With pharmacy, this is the path. Like, so you have to do, I don't know, this could be a path. So you do 4 years of undergrad, and then you go 4 years of pharmacy school, and then you apply to jobs, and that's how you get your 6-figure salary. Of course, I condensed it, right? But essentially, that's how you do it. Now, there's no guarantees that you'll get a job. There's no guarantees like that, you'll get into pharmacy school or any of that sort of stuff, right? That guarantee is on you, right? But since the game plan is laid out, it just makes it a lot easier for you to visualize and aim toward those goals. We can do that with the same as business as well. So I went on a tangent, but yeah. Hagal says, enjoy the strip club. Man, I'll tell you this. There's one thing, by the way, hit that like button, guys. I would really love the love, guys. But what's the funny thing, Hagal? Like, I don't really like strip clubs for the most part. I went to a few in the past back in the day, but like strip clubs are not my thing. Just because like I feel like the girl, like, I mean, at the end of the day, strippers, they just want your money, man. They're working, they're trying to hustle, man. So yeah, I don't know. It's like a tease, bro. That are like, dude, if you want to see some naked people, just go on the hub, bro, and you can see that stuff, man. So yeah. All right. My question: have you cold called after finishing HTC? My client wants me to do cold call. I don't know what to do. Just tell them it's out of your scope of work, man. At the end of the day, I mean, your client can't really tell you what to do. It really goes back to positioning from the beginning. Just be like, hey, it's kind of like asking a digital marketer to do sales calls. I mean, that's out of their scope of work. Could they do it? Sure, they could. But is it really worth their time doing it? So you really have to set your stance and just be open to just like letting them go. If they want you to cold call, well, that's not what you do. I mean, typically, like what you focus on is inbound sales and you specialize in that. And just hold your stance. You have to be able to let go of a client, and that's part of client work, man. Really, the statement of work and making sure that, see, that's the number one thing that Dan, I'm not sure if he's improved on this program or anything like that, but that's one thing I really had to learn is how to do client management, how to hold your stance, how to position yourself, right? No one teaches you how to do client work, but usually you have a statement of work and whatnot, and you just stick to it. You have agreed upon the contract. So usually anything that requires outbound leads or anything like that, that's out of my scope of work. I don't touch it. And honestly, it's not my, like, if they ask me to do it, I just tell them I just don't do it. And if that's the case, we just go our separate ways. Not a big deal, right? And I usually still try to add value. Maybe if I know some cold calling people, I'll recommend them. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's not what you do. And if no one can force you to do that, you should be an independent contractor or your own company. You have the right to do that. Now, are they going to hire you still? If probably not, but I think you have to have the balls to kind of step away as well. I know older guys who seem lonely. They have no circles. They're unmarried. How can they make friends and score an Asian waifu? That's freaking funny. Like honestly, like here's a big misconception. Like a lot of people feel like, when you hit 30, you stop making friends, you stop connecting with people. And I was actually talking to my jiu-jitsu friend and one of my Facebook marketers. I introduced them together. And a lot of people within my social circle know me as the connector because I just connect so many people. I just love meeting people. I don't know how I meet these people, but they seem to I just seem to gravitate toward people. And I was telling them like, hey, when you hit your 30s, man, a lot of people say that you just lose all your friends. But for myself, I've never had that experience, man. I feel like I've met more people nowadays than I did before. And I have more friends now than I ever did in my 20s. And I think it really comes down, like a lot of us don't use the power of social media and use the power of referrals and use these social circles. Like, for example, HTC, I met some of my best friends through HTC, through internet relationships, just like hosting a Zoom call and just like catching up and just being like, hey guys, you know what? I wanted to introduce you together because I thought you guys would just get along. Here's some of your interests. Introduce people to each other. Now, don't just like take random people. Like, just ask them first. Be like, hey, I know a digital marketer who does XYZ. You're a jiu-jitsu coach. You both practice jiu-jitsu. Do you want to meet each other? I think I think you guys would get along. No pressure if you don't. I think that's one of the easiest ways, right? And literally, that's how I make all these friends, and that's how I've kind of grown my social network. Just through adding value, through meeting people, just saying hi, just shooting videos. I mean, I shoot so many videos per day. I think it's so easy, man. There's no excuse why you can't make friends in the modern day, right? You don't have to meet them physically anymore. In fact, I don't like meeting people physically unless like I actually, I don't want to waste my time driving somewhere, going out, like figuring out the logistics, the payment for coffee and all that. Like, I don't care, like I just rather get to know someone first, make sure that, they're vetted and then go down that route. You know what I mean? Like, it just adds so much complication if you don't know them like that, So that's the easy way. As far as scoring an Asian waifu, man, I don't know, man. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of like any good business too. You need some sort of lead generation of social circles. And I believe like That's why people are so unfulfilled with these dating apps like Tinder and all that sort of shit, because they're all superficial. They're poor quality leads, man. You're basing your traffic, your dating traffic, or whatever you want to call it, based off just appearance, and that's really not the way to go. And you have to look one level deeper. That's why I've never used a dating app before. I've never met anyone off a dating app or anything like that. Usually, you just meet them in real life or through through mutual friends and stuff. So, yeah. Nero Inferno says, "Thank you, no problem, bro. Like, here's the thing: these are all growing pains. This is good. I mean, like, I was asked to do cold calling at one point, and I said, at first I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe we could do it for you, and then it ended up not working out. The Nero Inferno says, do you like jazz? Not necessarily. I'm more of a hip hop guy. I was actually listening to a lot of Zaytoven and all these hip hop producers. But one thing I have been really enjoying a lot is actually lo-fi hip hop. I just really love that, and the Asian lo-fi hip hop. So yeah. Okay, guys, I gotta head out. We're about to head out to dinner right now. It's almost 6:30, so I'm gonna head out. Have a great I was gonna say 4th of July weekend. Have a great Labor Day weekend, guys. Make sure you're safe. Have some fun. Take a step back. I'm gonna be working tomorrow and stuff. So much for Labor Day, but I just love what I do every single day. So I'm a workaholic, man. Lo-fi, thanks again, says Nero. Yeah, you got it. So guys, finally, if you guys want to check me out next week at around 6 p.m., that's when I'll be streaming. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. All right, take care. Have a great day. Bye.